And we're now examining astrology from a different perspective, not only looking at transits, but understanding astrology from a mythical, natural point of view. And Janine, who is an animal communicator, will lead us to astrology and animals. Thank you.
Thanks, Maurice. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me as I share the connection between astrology and animals. My name's Janine Opheim. I began my astrology education with Maurice in 2012 with his School of Evolutionary Astrology, and I'm in the final stages of my diploma. I've been working with clients for about 2 years. I'm based in Norway, but grew up in Australia. I practice internationally through Zoom. The focus of my consultations is usually gifts and challenges, health, relationships, careers, and transits. And for those non-astrologers out there, that's where I look at the energies coming up for you in the next 12 months or so. I'm also able to look at your animal friends' charts to support your relationship with them. I came to astrology as an animal communicator, as Maurice said, and even though I offer astrology services outside my animal work, I wanted to take this opportunity to explore the connection between the two. Animals and astrology are profoundly connected. The word zodiac literally translates as circle of animals. 8 out of 12 astrology signs are represented by an animal. Everything in life can be related to an astrology signature, including animals, and animals also have their own astrology charts. There are 4 signs that aren't represented by animals. Out of those 4 signs, 3 of them are represented by humans, which of course we actually are part of nature. None of the signs associated with the air element are represented by animals. This is because animals signify emotional and primal forces to do with survival and development, and air relates to the mind, which is more analytical. The only sign represented by an object is Libra, which is represented by a set of scales signifying balance and harmony. So the 8 signs represented by animals, the first is Aries, which is represented by a ram. It's a fire sign ruled by Mars. The horns of the ram represent the skull, and Aries put their heads down and push through life with force and determination. Taurus is represented by the bull. It's an earth sign ruled by Venus, and the bull represents resources and strength. Cancer is represented by the crab. It's a water sign ruled by the moon. The crab is protective in nature, and its shell is its home. It retreats into its shell for safety and security. Leo, represented by the lion. It's a fire sign ruled by the sun. And the lion relates to leadership, nobility, and inspiration. Then we have Scorpio, which is represented by the scorpion. It's a water sign. The modern ruler is Pluto. Traditional ruler is Mars. Scorpios aren't afraid of the dark or looking under the covers. If you hurt a Scorpio, you'll most likely feel the sting of their tail. Scorpio is also represented by the snake and the eagle. The snake represents the underworld, and the eagle, which is really a phoenix, represents rising from the ashes. And together they represent birth, death, and rebirth. Then we have Sagittarius, which is represented by a centaur with a bow and arrow. It's a fire sign ruled by Jupiter. Sagittarius relates to the nature that is untamed and raw, as well as the yearning to understand the meaning of life. It also relates to adventure and far-off places. The centaur is half man, half horse, combining the power and wildness of the horse and the human need for authenticity and developing a belief system to understand existence. The bow and arrow represent far-off adventure. Then we have Capricorn, which is represented by a sea goat, which has the head and body of a mountain goat and a fish tail. It's an earth sign ruled by Saturn, which represents the climb from the top of the mountain, originating on the ocean floor and rising to the peak of the mountain, which signifies the drive of Capricorn to achieve and the hard work they put into reaching their goals. And then lastly, Pisces, which is ruled by two fish. It's a water sign. The modern ruler, Neptune, and traditional ruler is Jupiter. The fish symbolism depicts the primal form of life. Humans originally came from the oceans in our most primal form. The oceans are the womb of humanity. According to my studies with Maurice, which resonate deeply with me, there are different ways to look at not only the symbolism of animals, but also how and where we group different animals in the chart. The 4 signs and relating houses that represent the different areas of the animal and natural world are Pisces and the 12th house, Sagittarius and the 9th house, Virgo and the 6th house, and Leo and the 5th house. And through understanding our own astrology charts, we can see which areas of our lives will be influenced by the different animals and how we interact with the animal world through these 4 signs. Animals relating to Pisces and the 12th house, everything that came before us, everything that humans didn't create. It's wildlife and wilderness, it's untamed environments, free roaming animals who are not owned or connected to humans, and it also represents our human ability and need to connect with nature outside the confines of modern civilization. The Sagittarius in the 9th house, similar to Pisces, Sagittarius also represents the wild spirit of animals. Large animals will also be represented by Sagittarius as well as Pisces because it's ruled by the largest planet in our solar system, Jupiter. Just like with Pisces, Sagittarius and the 9th house represent our need to spend time in nature and to connect with our own wild, authentic selves. Virgo and the 6th house. Virgo relates to the management and function of life. It relates to improving our efficiency and use of resources. So it's our farm animals, our working animals like horses, donkeys, mules, working dogs, and falcons and hawks trained for falconry. Leo, the 5th house. Leo relates to the heart, love, children, playfulness, creativity. It's our companion animals, those animals we share our hearts, homes, and lives with. And Leo and the 5th house also relate to the love of animals in general, both wild and domesticated. We can also relate animals to the elements. So air is pollinators, birds and flying insects. Fire is predators. Water, marine life. And earth, land mammals, earth, insects and worms. So people may feel connected to animals that relate to strong parts of their charts. Through the chart, we can understand why we are drawn to certain animals and what they can teach us. So I can give you a personal example. I have a strong Aquarius in the 12th house of Pisces, and I'm very connected to birds, especially birds of prey, the eagles, etc. So birds, the air element, especially Aquarius, because of flying high, like the bird's eye view. And birds of prey also relate to Mars, Aries, because of the sharp talons and beaks. And I have Mars in Aquarius in the 12th house. So you can see how that works. So are companion animals affected by astrology? Absolutely, in the same way as humans. An astrology chart is a moment something is birthed, captured in time and space. We are the only person in the world who captures that exact moment, unless we're born at exactly the same time and place as someone else. So if an astrology chart is a moment in time when something is birthed, then of course animals also have astrology charts. Just like parents can benefit from learning about their children's charts, we can understand our animal friends on a deeper level through their chart. We can understand where they're coming from and what their needs and natural qualities are. So I can give a couple of examples. This is Pluto in Delphi, who I'm blessed to live with. Delphi is a Gemini, which is connected to communication, and Delphi barks a lot. Pluto is a Scorpio, which is connected to depth, and they can be very sensitive. Pluto can be grumpy and is jealous of our other animals, but he is also the most soulful animal I have ever lived with. Through their astrology charts, I can see where their traumas may have come from, and I've learned what they need from me to help them have a safer, feel safer, more confident, and to live a happier life. So that's it from me. I hope you found that informative and interesting. I'm available for readings. You can book directly on my website at janineopheim.com. You can also sign up to my newsletter, and I'll be sharing some exciting events soon. Or I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Janine Opheim Astrologer, and my email address, janineopheim.com. Thank you for watching.
Beautiful. And nice comments from Christine Noble, who says it's a fabulous presentation.
Thanks, Christine.
Accessible, beautiful, and informative.
Mm.
And yeah, we are so interconnected with animals and nature. That's a great reminder to understand our own consciousness through that.